Hello Minecrafters, Minkus here. I know, what? 2 videos in one day? How dare I? Now I'm going to start by replacing my tools, and I'm going to get into the magical flowers from Botania and start making myself some cool things. So let's just hop right to it. So to make stuff for the Tinker's Construct, you need to, well, first you need to make a pattern, or a stencil. You just put in blank patterns and click on whatever it is you want to make. So put that in. This has a material cost of 1, so I need to put in 1 cobblestone. I got my stone pickaxe head. Now I could start putting stuff together like that, or the way I actually prefer to do it is I like making my stuff out of metal. So just need some molten aluminum brass to make a cast of this. Yeah, pick up the head, which actually I'm going to throw back in here. Now I want to make all this stuff out of steel. So I switch this to steel. It's going to dribble out the steel right there. And I got a steel head. Oh, look at that. So I'm just going to go ahead and start throwing together some of the other stuff that I need. Okay. So the way this works, each material has a sort of trait. So in this case, reinforced 2 is on steel, and writable is on paper, because it's paper. And what writable means is you can put, it adds a modification slot onto the weapons. And the way that works is, let me just throw together my pick, which is going to be not very durable, but it's not going to matter even a little bit because I'm going to make these auto repair. So the way this works now is it has reinforced 2, which means that it has a chance per level. So in this case, it's got 2 chances. I think it's like a 10% chance, 20% chance per use to not use durability. So that's pretty good. So that makes the durability, that much more effective. So the effective durability 281. Sweet. Mining level is cobalt, so I can mine pretty much everything in the game. Mining speed is 10, which is pretty good. So let me take this off. Yeah. Now I want to put the auto repair on it. So I just use a ball of moss, which is just you put 9 mossy stone together, which, because we have chisel, is actually really easy to get. So now I have a pick. Look at that. Now for the sword, I'll show you there's actually a bunch of different kinds. There's a broadsword, which is, I believe, equivalent to the vanilla swords. Maybe it was the long sword. No, it was this one. Yeah, so the broadswords are equivalent to the vanilla stuff. It's exactly the same in every way. It actually looks pretty similar too when if you make it like out of iron and wood. Then there's the long swords, which have slightly less damage for slightly more durability. No, the same damage for a little bit less durability because it gives you charge boost. So as you're sprinting at stuff, you actually do more damage. All right. Okay, so now I have a nice sword. It looks a little, funky, but it'll get better. It's kind of slow, which is fine because everything has that brief like damage immunity between hits. So now I have a new weapon that does almost 3 times as much damage as my old one did. Let's see, it's different, 6 and 14. So double damage, but still, it's good. And I have a steel pickaxe that I don't have to worry about breaking. I might want to add a diamond to it later so that, oh, you know what? I need to add the silk touch. So how do I make that? To make silky gem, right? Yeah. Silky jewel is an emerald and 4 silky cloth, which is gold and strings. No problem. 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, let me go ahead and crush down some of these. Look at that. Silky jewel. How many emeralds do I even have? Oh, I got plenty. Whatever. So now, go back in here, because I totally forgot to do this part. Silk touch. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, now the beautiful thing about these is I actually have already gone mining. I had to go down and get uh, some more lava to power that thing. Um, but as you can see, this is still full. So if you look, oh, well, that's convenient. I didn't even notice that when I was building this place. See how it's oh, that was a mistake. Durability on it is actually going up. 221. It works a little better in the sunlight. Okay, well, it is very slow, but I mean, it's free repairing as long as I don't use the weapon. So it's nice, because then you don't have to worry about it. Um, Now, because my pick has such low durability to start off with, I actually am going to have to worry about it for a while. But that's the drawback of the paper. You lose a lot of durability to get the extra mod ability, which is good. But now, first things first with Botania. First thing you need to do is combine a book with any sapling, and you get the Lexica Botanica, or Botania. Sorry, Lexica Botania. Now, this is the guidebook for the whole mod, and it's very, very important. Um, you just right-click to open it. Gives you achievement the first time, and there's a lot of stuff to go through in here. I'm actually surprised it didn't give me the. It's usually like a big intro thing, but basics is going to give you all the things you need to know. It's going to talk about the mystical flowers. The first thing you need to make is the petal apothecary. This is how you're going to make all of your flowers, and for a while, most of the items for the mod, especially at the beginning. Um, so that's good. So I need any one petal, which I actually already have one of, 2 slabs, 4 cobblestone. That's all very easy stuff to get. Okay, so the first thing that you wind up making with this is going to be a pure daisy, because you can't do much else until you get living rock and living wood. Um, so go ahead and toss this outside somewhere. I'm going to be automating this actually at some point, but at the moment, I just put that over there. I don't have a good way to, because I don't have a good place for it to be. I don't intend on staying in this little hole forever. I actually spent the last couple of days working on the replacement, so that's going to be cool. So if I just fill this up with water, which of course I just realized I emptied the first bucket into the water, and that's why it was weird. There we go. Now, in order to make this, according to the book, we need, this is what it does. You can make a twig out of that, which we're going to have to do. You need 4 white petals. So, let's take 2 of these plants. You get 4 petals. Now you just throw them in there. Now it says if I were to add seeds, it would turn into a pure daisy, so let me just do that. Got plenty of seeds. Water disappeared, and I got myself pure daisy. I'm actually going to make a second one, because I'm going to need that, so let me do that real quick. There we go. Now, I might actually have the stuff to immediately automate that, but I still don't know where all my Botania stuff is going to go. So I'm going to hold off on that as well. Yeah. So, now that I got this started, I'm going to need to put down the 2 daisies. There's 1. I'm going to leave a little space between them. And there's 2. So now the way this works is you just take logs or stone and just put them around the daisies like so. They can be all wood, all stone, any mix of both. Doesn't really matter. I also just realized I messed that one up, so hold on. Gotta fix this. They also have to be in all of these surrounding blocks for the flower. That can't be bad the way I just did it. And all those sparkling white effects are going to tell you that that's working. Oh, it's crazy lag. Oh boy. Okay, well I just had a crazy lag problem, so sorry about that. Now obviously once this is done, you just simply go get it. So now I'm going to need to make the tool for botania, which is like I have the wrench in there. I'm going to be making a wand. So to make the wand, you just take that was it. Take two of the planks. I'm sorry, the living wood, because you can actually make living wood planks. Turn them into twigs, which I need 3 of. Got my living rock there. Now what I'm going to be making is this, a wand of the forest. So you just take the 3 twigs and any 2 petals, which sort of matters because those are colors you're going to be stuck with forever, and that's how you get it. So let me go ahead and I want to make this in red because that's my favorite color. So I got red, put those there, take the twigs, put them in the right places. That's probably a good start. There we go. Wand of the Forest. Now I can't do anything with this yet, except look funny, hit sheep. But I'll be able to do a lot of stuff. Well, honestly, in just a second, I'm going to need to get myself some more logs. So I'm going to go do that right quick. So let me put down these logs. Let's make a couple of extra for now. Now while that's going, I'm going to show you how to make mana. Well, the basic way is you go to the generating floor page, and the basic 2 are Nightshade and Daybloom. The Daybloom generates mana at any time throughout the day, which, same way as we made the Pure Daisy, is going to take some petals and a seed. This one's 2 yellow, an orange, and a light blue, so it gets a little more complicated. So I got a light blue, orange, and I'm actually going to make 4 yellow, so I'll make 2 of these at a time. I'm going to need 2 seeds and my water bucket, which I already have. So, okay. Sun's going down. Let's take the light blue, take the orange, take 2 yellow, take a seed, fill this back up, and it explodes into the living variant, which I was like. I'll just take this stuff again. So I got blue, orange, yellow, yellow, seed. Nice. Now I'm actually need to go get more water. This I can't wait to automate. It's actually really easy. All it's going to take is an autonomous activator and some form of water, and then that'll take care of itself. At the moment, I mean, I could be putting water near it to make it easier, but eh. So I'm going to take this wood. Oh. Man, that Traveler's Belt is really just the best thing. Tinker's Workshop has some overpowered stuff. Okay, so now I'm just going to sleep the night away because Daybloom's not going to do anything and I didn't make Nightshade yet. Alright, so we put down, well, first let me eat some steak. I'm going to put down this Daybloom. I'm going to just do it over here because it's not important yet. Daybloom, Daybloom. Now, it's all sparkly because it's working, and it's actually generating mana rather quickly. But you notice that little X icon next to it? Let me move these just a little bit. Well, the little X icon says that there's nowhere for the mana to go. So in order to do that, I'm going to need to manipulate the mana, make a mana spreader, so I can move the mana wherever I would like. It's actually pretty easy to do. Just going to need 6 living wood, 1 gold, and any petal. Which actually, I have all of that on me. No, I don't have the gold. Just grab the gold. So you got living wood there. Mana spreader. I just need to make a petal first, so plenty of those. Oh, I actually still have pink ones. That's right. Boom. So if I put down this mana spreader, I'm gonna have to link these to it, which is what the wand is for. So you can see that this is getting mana, and these are no longer storing any because there's room in here. So it's actually this is gonna fill up, but it's filling up real slowly. Remember how these were like full? Yeah. This could probably hold like, I don't know, 50 flowers worth. I'd say at least. But now this is starting to fill up sort of quickly. So to combat that, I'm going to need to make a mana pool, which you just make like this. It's like a boat. Yeah. Now I have a good mass storage place um, for the mana in the spreader. That's the word I'm looking for. So I could put this anywhere up to, I don't know, say it's right about here before this spark right here means it's going to lose its some of its mana, but it'll keep going for pretty long ways. So anywhere before here, I can put down this pool, and it'll be fine. I can also, if I really wanted to, re-aim this pool anywhere I want, but I actually really want it to be. There we go. Pointed at this pool so it'll fill it up. But as you can see, this is now even less full. So this takes forever to fill up with this setup we have now, because these are very inefficient, kind of crappy flowers. They're great for starting because you can't do much until you have this pool, because you're going to need to use this pool as like a fuel. You're also going to be using it as a catalyst to throw things into. It's actually a lot of different things you could do with that sort of setup. There's so much you could do with this mod before actually touching any of the good stuff. Um, like there's armor, there's weapons, there's a boss, there's a whole nother dimension, but you can't actually go in the dimension. It's just a whole big thing. So much to do. It's really really cool. It's definitely one of my favorite mods, and it's earned that place. Um, so now they got these. Let me see if I can make any better um, generating flowers. So for that, I'm going to need to first off go back to the generating page. So the way these flowers work is this generates during the day. This generates whenever it's fed coal or anything that burns. This generates whenever it cancels an explosion. So you feed this TNT, light it, and the TNT will blow up, but all of the force from it will actually be absorbed by the flower instead of blowing up your stuff. This eats food. It generates more mana more efficiently the better the food is. This one sucks up water. This one eats leaves. This one eats slimes, which actually could put that little pool to good use. This is during the night. This absorbs experience, and this absorbs lava. I don't know if this is considered a passive flower, because the passive flowers, they kill themselves. They die after a few days. So the ones you don't have to do anything at all with, they wither away. I think it's 3 in-game days, and then they just disappear. They die. So obviously we can make like a 1,000 of these in a field, and it would be pretty useful. Except after like 3 days, they would just not be there anymore. So that's what making the other fancier flowers is good for. Let me see if this has gone up any noticeable amount. No, this is going to take a while. So I'm gonna get back to you when I have a little more mana, so I can show you some of the good stuff. I remember how I said I didn't have any more or any of the gray flowers. Well, you can actually totally get them pretty easily. Do I not have any more wool? Well, if you take, of course, I don't have enough wool to actually show you. Oh, maybe. Oh, nice. Okay, if you take wool and put it like this with any petal, you get a flower pouch, which I actually already made. Um, Now with that, it'll hold all your flowers for you and automatically put them in there, so it'll save you up a lot, a lot of bag space since there's 16 different flowers. So I did manage to get the gray ones, and how I did that was if you take any flowers, turn them into petals, and then take these petals, grind them up, you get basically dye. But if you take that, mix 4 with 1 bone meal, you get floral fertilizer. Now what this does is it'll just magically create any, I think 2 to 4, generally the way it works, random colored flowers. So as long as you have bone meal, you have infinite flowers. So if I just keep doing this, it's just gonna, keep giving me more and more flowers. And since it only cost me 2 flowers for it, I'm always profiting. I think the lowest I've ever seen is 3. So that's safe to say what the number is. Now let's see how the man is doing. Alright, I have enough to go on and make the next flower. Now you see how there's a check mark here? That means I have enough mana to throw down this 1 piece of redstone and get mana powder. And now I already have the stuff ready for the next flower. So if I take red, gray, 2 browns, and a mana powder, I get seeds. Alright. I'm sorry, and throw in the seeds, I get the endoflame. Now the endoflame is one of the better flowers because if I just throw it down here and then give it, say, like a block of coal, or even like use charcoal or something, so it's fully self-sustainable, as long as you have like a tree farm. So we just make a quick block of coal. Let me empty this out so I don't accidentally do anything stupid later. Alright. Take this block of coal. I see how this is basically empty, and this isn't going very often. Well, if I take this coal and throw it on the ground, a little farther away from me, there we go. It's going to get eaten up by this endoflame, and this is just building up the mana so fast now. The reason I did the block of coal is because, it burns for much, much longer compared to just a piece of coal. So it's a little more, I believe it's more efficient. I'm going to assume. Either way, I mean, you still can't see that this has gone up enough, but it's clearly going faster. So that's the way I'm going to be making mana. So I still, unfortunately, going to have to wait until I can do something good, because I would really, really like to make my first trinket that exists in here. You can make yourself baubles. So I can make a band of mana, so I can carry mana with me, which I might wind up doing, but I don't really need that because eventually I get to make a mirror, um, which will link me directly to a pool. So I'll get into that once I get there. But the ring of magnetization is one of the greatest things ever. It just greatly increases your range of picking up things. So I'm going to need 4 mana steel, which I just remembered I actually already have, and a mana lens. Now to make the mana lens, I'm going to need, actually I think it's, sorry about that, my phone going off. Since that was ring of magnetization, make a mana lens. I need a lens and 1 iron and 1 gold. So we pull out that iron and gold. It's 1 iron, 1 gold. I'm going to need that mana steel. So mana, this one, let's hold on to all 5. And then, let's see, to make the lens, I need, yep, another 4 plus a pane. Well, I already have the pane. So I'm going to need 3 more mana steel, which you make by throwing iron into a mana pool. Now, with any luck, I'll actually have enough for at least a couple of these, but I might not. Let's see. I have enough for 1. I have enough for 2. I do not have enough for 3. So I'm going to have to wait a bit. Another couple of pulses from this. Actually, let me get some more coal, because that thing seems to have stopped going. Throw another block of coal and hope for the best. So I'll throw this down there. Back away a little bit. Let it eat it, so I don't accidentally pick it back up. Oh, this is actually, it is still burning. Oh, so the black coal lasts a real long time. So I guess I just need probably another one of these, honestly. That might be the best course of action. I'm going to do that. So let's see, what was that? Because I can hook up an unlimited number of things. Well, basically, technically, unlimited number of things to a spreader. Um, in order for me to actually, the only limit is the physical range to which things can connect to each other. I might make this Gourmerillis now. Nope, I can't make that yet. Okay. So, end of flame it is. So I need that mana powder, light gray, red, and 2 browns. So I have red, light gray, 2 browns, and I'm going to need 1 redstone. Throw it into the mana pool. I still have enough? Well, I have enough now. Let me throw in the redstone, just so I don't forget, because I'm going to want to make this anyway. So I throw down make the flowers first, probably the best. I got 2 brown, 1 light gray, 1 red, and 1 seed. Oh, right. And mana powder, D. There's the seed. Apparently my bucket is empty, so let me go ahead and refill that. Okay. So I'm just going to toss down another endo flame. Wait. I can't because it's sand. Switch that to dirt right quick. There we go. Let that one eat too, and this should be shooting way faster now. Oh yeah. I might actually be able to watch the mana go up now, but probably not. Okay, so now back to the ring. So I gotta make myself a lens, which you can put onto. There we go. You can put onto these to do various things. The regular lens actually doesn't do anything. Let me take that back off. But you can change the lenses. Like for instance, the one I'm about to make now is iron and gold to make a magnetic lens. Now the way this works is it's going to. Let me see if I can do this in a good way. Of course, it goes backwards. Is it pointing like straight down? How does that happen? Well, if it was pointed in a slightly different direction, let me see if I can get to go over this way. I don't have any good way of showing you. That's alright. If it were to be going close enough to a mana pool, it would actually turn and go into it. There's a few things that's really useful for, but I'm actually going to make this ring at the moment because that is the best. And I don't have real use for a lens yet. So what this ring does, go to the baubles tab here, Put this on. Yeah. Now it'll pick up items from much, much farther away from me. Instead of having to like basically touch the item, I could just say throw down some of these seeds over this way. Now it turns itself off for 10 seconds after you throw things as to not interfere with various things. And then you see that it just sucks everything right up. It's similar to magnets that are in a bunch of other mods, but this one's obviously pretty easy to make. All it takes is some mana and some iron. And a glass. Pane, in fact. 1/6 of glass. No, less than that because 6 to 16. Very, very little mats, let's just say. Um, so I'm actually going to use storage drawers to house in all of this stuff later, which I'm going to show you guys because I like the setup I've figured out for that. Because I used to have all of these stuff in like one like chest, and then it's like, ugh, I didn't like any of it. It's no good. Just wound up being too cluttered. Well, it seems I've run out of time, so I guess I'll have to continue on with this next time.